Hey, good morning, everyone. We've already started. I had some technical challenges with starting the live, but it appears to be running now. What you missed while I was fumbling with my laptop, because this is my first live, is I've already started the mash. So what I've added are the grains recirculating through the brew in a bag system through this pump. And we have about an hour to steep the grains, and then we'll start beginning the boil. So if you have any questions, please just add them in the chat, and I look forward to engaging with you. All right. And of course, no brew day is happening unless you're actually drinking a beer. This beer is a hazy IPA from Parkside Brewing. It's called Humans IPA. It's pretty good. I'm hoping to actually brew something a little bit better. Recipe will be posted in the comment section of this video and on my Patreon page. We're going to give the mash a quick stir here. It's been about 10 minutes. Just want to make sure that we have no clumps in the mash. Just double checking my settings. So while the mash is happening, I'll take you through a quick walkthrough of the keg setup. So for fermentation, we're looking to ferment under pressure. And to do that, we're going to use just a standard corny keg with a spunding valve on it. So what the spunding valve will allow me to do is seal this pressurized container and set a certain pounds per square inch that I would like to keep the vessel at. So as the wort is fermenting, it's going to produce alcohol and CO2. As the CO2 is produced, what's happening is it's going to create pressure because it has nowhere to go. So the spunding valve will allow the pressure to escape if it exceeds what I set the settings to. So I've set it to about 1 atmosphere, which is about 14.5 pounds per square inch, if my memory serves me correctly. So after 14, if it hits 15 pounds of pressure, it's going to vent off that excess. The benefits that I'm looking forward to as a result of using the spunding valve is a cleaner fermentation process. I'm also looking to have the beer carbonated once it's done its fermentation to reduce any extra time or waste. Why not? If nature is going to carbonate the beer for me, I'm going to let it. So that's pretty exciting for me. First time using a spunding valve, so you guys will see all of the results as they happen. I'm just going to give the mash another quick stir. Yeah, it's a big paddle. This was made for me as a Christmas present by my father-in-law. He does a lot of woodworking, and this is such a nice um, light mash paddle. And I also use this in Brew. It's fantastic. It's huge, but when you see my other pots, you'll understand why I need such a large paddle. So if you're just joining or you haven't seen my other posts, I'll just adjust the camera here a little bit. So this is my 15-gallon brew kettle. I'm using it in a brew in a bag configuration today. The nice homemade sight gauge that lets me know it's graduated, so it lets me know how much liquid is currently in the pot. My thermometer, which I mounted a little bit too high. It's just a little bit above the 5-gallon mark, but typically my brew days are 20 gallons or bigger. This one's a bit of an exception because it's been a while since I've brewed, and I just wanted to have a nice, easy, stress-free brew day as much as possible. Coming off the brew kettle, I have a series of tri-clamps with different accessories. So here I have my temperature sensor, my thermocouple, that runs over to the PID, which is flashing on the wall there. You might not be able to make it out, but it's the gray box just in the background. What I do with this is, because this is an electric setup, it's running on 240 volts. I have a 5,500 watt electric element inside here, which is controlled by the Inkbird PID, which is back on the wall. So that allows me to control the temperature that's inside of this pot. But for me to know what that temperature is, the liquid is actually extracted from the pot across the thermocouple down to this small 12-volt pump, which then is cycling through my chill plate. This chiller plate works off of counterflow. So tap water is coming in through the side where the wort is exiting, and where the wort is entering, the hose here that's running out exhausts all of the hot water. So basically, the heat exchanges from the wort to the water, so that I get a really, really quick cool down cycle. On the plate on the chiller plate, I have a quick little thermometer here, which gives me the actual temperature exiting the chiller plate process, which is really handy. It's so efficient that I barely need to turn on the water. Just the lightest flow of water immediately cools down the wort that's exiting the process. Now, if it's not cooling down enough or it's cooling down too fast, I have a ball valve here that controls the flow. So when the flow is controlled, I can actually, as I indicated, I can actually chill more, allow the wort to stay exposed to the water longer, which results in even cooler wort exiting. Coming out from the chiller plate is a silicone hose, which is spraying back into my boil kettle. Not sure if you can see that or not. And so it's a full cycle. And that's allowing me to maximize the efficiency of converting the starches into sugars within the mash process. And it is allowing me to use less grains to get same results, so I can brew those higher gravity beers if necessary, or if I decide that that's what I want to do. So I'm just going to give the mash one more stir here. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And there is about 40 minutes left on the mash. So I'm just going to monitor it. If there's any questions that come up, please add them into the chat. I'd be happy to address anything. Obviously, because this is my first my first live stream. I'm going to work on getting better sound equipment, having a bit more attractive background. But it is a garage brew, so you're going to see garage things in the background. And I'm just really excited to be brewing again. And I hope that you're able to learn something, or even help me learn or better understand any challenges that there might be within the overall process. Here, I'll see if I can give you guys a better view of the mash. Here we go. And it smells amazing. It smells like fresh made bread. And the hops that we have here for the hop stand, again, the recipe is in the link description for this video. It's Citra and Mosaic, about 4 ounces, 2 ounces of each. We're just going to put this into the hop stand. We're not going to use. We're going to use as little of the bittering factor as possible in this Northeastern IPA. And we're going to use a lot of hops in the dry hopping aspect of it. I forgot to mention the mash temperature. So the mash temperature that I'm trying to maintain, or that we are successfully maintaining, I should say, is about 152 degrees Fahrenheit. On my infusometer here, it's showing that's about a medium bodied beer would be generated by that mash temperature. We've been holding about 152, between 151 and 153 for the last 40 minutes. And I believe that we have about 7 more minutes left in the mash, and then we'll do a specific gravity reading. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left. I'm going to take a specific gravity reading. So the gravity is at 1040. I'll add that to the chat. We'll let it run for a few more minutes and see where we get. Just joining, I'll give you a view of the mash that we're in right now. So we're doing a brew in a bag method for the brew day. And I apologize for the jiggling here. What we're doing is we're recirculating the wort throughout the entire duration of the 1 hour mash to see if we can maximize the efficiency of the conversion process. So we're mashing at about 152 degrees Fahrenheit for that 1 hour period. Today, if you haven't noticed, we're doing a Northeastern IPA. Really excited to use lots of Citra hops, lots of Mosaic hops. I'm going to dry hop as well. We're fermenting under pressure in this corning keg using a spunding valve. Once we get to the fermentation steps here, I'll go through that in greater detail around how I was able to calibrate the spunding valve, why I'm using a spunding valve, why fermenting under pressure is something that I'm interested in. Again, for me, it's the first time using this method for fermentation. Normally, I'd use a carboy with an airlock, but there's just so many advantages to having a pressurized fermentation, and I want to see if it suits this beer style appropriately. All right, now the fun part. Let's convert the PID over from mash mode at a temperature setting to a boil mode where we use a percentage of power, 0 to 100%, to get this up to a nice boil. So we'll just quickly program the PID to the manual. Okay, so I've set the PID into manual mode. It's set at 100% power, so that will bring this up to a boil pretty quickly. Then we'll dial it back down once we hit that boil and just maintain it for approximately 1 hour. We're just at the boil break. We're getting there. Once we break through, we'll set a 1 hour timer. Okay, we're done the boil. Now we'll do the hop stand. Turn off power. Grab a clean hop bag. And we add the hops. And let the hops just get dissolved and absorbed. Oh yeah, it gets really messy, which is perfect. We'll set a 20-minute timer for that. We'll keep that circulation going for the full 20 minutes. While that's circulating, I am going to get the fermenter ready. We need to sanitize it. So release the pressure. Remove the lid. I'm going to throw the lid into the bucket of sanitizer. Get this ready. Okay. Let's sanitize this bucket. My choice of sanitizer is Star San. Set up the right amount here. Dump that in. I'm going to fill it up with some water, and I'll be right back. Oh, it smells amazing in here. All right, so I have my sanitizer in the keg. Set the lid. A little bit of a shake. Make sure the sanitizer gets everywhere. All right. Now we just wait for the hop stand to finish. Oh, the color of the beer looks, or the wort, I should say, looks amazing. Just really splashing up hops. I'll take my paddle in there too. Oops. I want to leave the bag in place. I really don't want the hops getting into my pump or into the chiller plate. Keg, another shake. No, I really want it everywhere. Get it leaking out. Can never have enough sanitizer. So far, it's been a really simple brew day. Nothing has gone wrong. I did have some challenges with the PID, converting it from PID mode to manual mode. Nothing serious. We're able to have a good strong boil. The pump is struggling a little bit because it's so hot. We're still above 190 degrees Fahrenheit, right across the board. There we go. Pump's cooled down a little bit, so the flow is increased. And we'll keep it going. We have about 12 minutes left. Sorry, I'm just shaking up the yeast. We're using Omega Labs Tropical IPA yeast, a nice yeast, low fluctuation. You can use some high temperature on this, which complements, I think, what we're trying to do with the high pressure. Just giving it a really good shake. It's been out for about 3 hours. Really make sure it's ready. Everything's looking good. Pump's going strong. Mixing the hops into the wort. Okay, that's our 20-minute hop stand. Turn off the pump here. See if we can extract these hops without too much problems. Just let we'll let the brew in the bag drain. Straight pretty quick. Oh wow, this smells amazing. Okay, we're going to let that bag drain while we cool the beer off. So we're going to use the pump again. It's going to circulate the wort. I'm going to turn on the garden hose through the chill plate, and that's going to bring the temperature down to pitching temperature for us. Give the keg a good shake. Sanitize the outside of the keg as well. And let's start the chilling process. Okay, the counterflow is on, and the temperature coming out. So the thermometer is reading about 160 degrees right now Fahrenheit, and coming out of the chill plate is 110 degrees and falling. If I slow that down a little bit, that'll give more time for the liquid to cool. So we're down to 100. Let's try and get this just a little bit below 80. We're at 90 degrees Fahrenheit coming out. We want it just below 80. Still falling. Turn it down a little bit more. Reducing the flow just again allows the wort to have more exposure to the cold water. We're below 80, so I'm going to open it up a little bit. We're between 70 and 80, 75. Let's just find the right spot. There we go. Holding pretty stable around 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's holding stable. So we'll put the keg lid into the sanitizer. We'll save the sanitizer. Foam's okay with Star San. It's food grade. We'll quickly turn the pump off. So now we're filling the keg with the outflow from the chill plate. And we're holding pretty steady at 79, 80 degrees. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit of manual play to find the right temperature. I guess you can't see this, but it's sitting just at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take an OG reading here, the original gravity. Gonna be happy with something around 1050. Let's see what we get. $10.52 is what we hit. So we could, to increase the specific gravity, we could boil for longer. I'm not looking for a high alcohol beer. I'm looking more for the haziness, the fruit flavors from the hops. That's really what I'm looking for in this beer. So we're going to let the keg continue to fill. The Star San foam is going to, let me adjust the camera a bit. There we are. So we're filling the keg right now. We're going to see the Star San foam get displaced by the wort. It's still coming out. It's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The tropical IPA, it's looking for anywhere between 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 29 degrees Celsius as a pitching temperature. I'm just going to throw the whole packet. You can see the Star San foam coming out. I'm just going to throw this whole packet into the sanitizer. That way we're sure. And we're getting pretty close to our 5-gallon fill here. We definitely don't want to overdo it, and we just overdid it. So that's a bit of a problem. We have too much. Oh man, that smells amazing. So we don't have a lot of head room in here for the beer. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour some out to make headroom in this keg. Nice and heavy, and it's going to spill on me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I've made some headroom in there. We're going to pitch the yeast. Actually, you know what I like to do first is I'd like to aerate it a bit. So what I use is actually this wine degasser with a drill. Seems simple enough for today. There we go. All right. So we have aerated wort. Again, it smells amazing. I'll grab the yeast that's been sanitized. Let's shake. Pour that yeast in. Oh yeah. Looks good. Got it all. Got the nice Star San lid. We're nice and tight. We have our spunding valve. Set to 1 atmosphere. And that is it. Now the rest is just to clean up. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy watching some brew days, awesome. You're much more patient than I am. I'll probably make some videos that fast forward through the boil, the mash, just to make sure that we're focusing on some of the processes around just around brewing. So thank you again for watching and have an amazing day. Keep brewing.